they love throwing him title fights. Somebody could get injured, come at short notice and come back. But if I was favored, man, I'd walk away. Brad Pickett, on the other hand, I love the dude, man. And I'll be honest, man, I'm usually not a big fan of the English guys. Some about their cockiness, man, kind of rubs me off. Even though I love Michael Bisping, I'm weird about who I like and don't like. Brad Pickett, love him, man. Love the pikey hat that he wears. Looks like Brad Pitt out of Snatch. I really like the dude, and I think that fighting's just so far in his blood. I mean, what else is he gonna do? He can just stay over there in England and keep fighting on smaller cards and make good money at it, and be headlining guy and still be Brad Pickett. So I don't see him going anywhere. Maybe not the UFC, but he'll stick around somewhere.
Yeah, but add on to what Kevin said. I think I see Pickett sticking around MMA, possibly Risen. Who knows? But as for the loser leaves match, I think Faber will want to keep on fighting, even though there's no belt on the horizon for him. Yeah. But yeah, as for the fight, I see Faber taking it.
Faber for you. So one last one from Facebook, guys. Kevin Moore messaged us by saying, Chris Weidman says Michael Bisping will be his easiest fight, but surely the winner of Rockhold versus Jacare gets the next title shot. Rockhold beat Weidman, and Jacare has pretty much cleaned house since coming to the UFC. #UFC maths. What do you think of that, guys?
Romero's already supposed to have a title shot. He should be fighting for the title right now. That's what I think about it. I don't know, man. Chris Weidman's dreaming, dude. These Yankee boys up there, man, they talk big, man. They kind of delusional at times, It's funny. Somebody was calling my co-host on our radio show. He's calling him. They called him a Yank on the internet, and I was saying, I don't know if they really understand how Texas,
south of Dixieland works.
Yeah, we're really not. No, I've never been. No one's ever had the nuts to call me something like that. But I guess when you're behind the computer, and it's just like the thing doesn't make sense. But I mean, that's the deal with these New York dudes, man. It's kind of like when people come to my restaurant and they say, "Oh, well, I'm from Chicago," or I'm from New Mexico. It's like, I don't give a shit about that where you're from, dude. You know what I mean? Guys from Texas kind of wear it like a badge on their sleeve, and I think we kind of have a little bit of a right to with our history. New York, man, they just those guys rub me the wrong way, dude, and I can't pull for them. Chris Weidman, man, he's buying into himself a little bit. He's buying into that 13-1 record a little bit too much, man. Rockhold shut him up. I think if he fights Rockhold again, he's going to shut him up. And like I said, I think Yoel Romero's finna bust a tooth out of his head. So no, man, he had the wins over Silva. I don't think he should get a title shot if he beats Romero, but I think, I don't know, man. I'm just hoping everything plays out the way it's supposed to. And Romero, the guy's old, man. Chris Weidman, he's still 32. He got some good years left, but he sells tickets, man. The guy sells tickets, and most people, the only reason they know, most casual fans, the only reason they know Yoel Romero is the not forget Jesus.
Not forget Jesus.
Yeah, don't forget Jesus. So I don't know, man. Maybe we can get a good Tommy Toho video out of it or something.
It's always a good laugh with him. So if I turn up to Chili Dog Cafe, am I not allowed to wear a Scotland t-shirt? Is that what you're saying, mate?
No, man. What's going around here, brother. I even bust out some haggis and bangers and mash and all that, dude. I'm down with y'all.
Excellent. What do you think, guys, with Chris Weidman's comments on Michael Bisping? Do you think he's got a good point there?
In terms of his point, I can see Weidman not being a great matchup for Bisping. But in terms of him getting his point, I'm more agreeing with Kevin. I think either Romero or Jacare deserve the shot way more than Weidman. Even if Weidman wins, I'd say the winner of Rockhold Jacare deserves the shot more than he does. The only way I could see him deserving it more is if he destroys Romero inside a minute.
Yeah.
But there are people that in that top four, the other three deserve it more than Weidman, I think. But in terms of his point's valid, it would be a bad matchup. All four of them are a bad matchup for Bisping, I think.
Yeah, I I'm remembering Michael Bisping's comments when he beat Dan Henderson, saying something that Chris get a few wins and then we'll talk or something like that. And I think he's got a point. I think the Chris Weidman and Yoel Romero fight isn't a huge title contender fight as the Souza and Luke Rockhold number 2 fight. I think that one has more of a contenders bout to it, and yeah, I agree with Bisping that I don't think Chris is deserving of a title right now. It's more of Jacare Souza and Yoel Romero, but we'll just have to wait and see how they win their respective fights.
Fair enough, guys. Let's wrap up with some questions from Twitter then. I don't even know how to say this. Starting with at Brasilia Cosa, I think. Sorry if I'm butchering that, but my Portuguese ain't the best. This person's tweeted by saying, thoughts on Bigfoot Silva and his departure. Is it a good signing for Bellator?
He's become a bit irrelevant over the past few. I mean, his best fights have been his draw and his draw with Mark Hunt's been his best fight in recent history.
Over him and Fedor?
Well, yeah, but how long ago was the Fedor fight? That was years ago. Don't know. I wouldn't cry over seeing him leave. I mean, he might have a bit left in the tank for some of the Bellator heavyweights, but I'm not sad to see the back of him from the UFC. Especially since the TRT thing's gone, he seems to have he's gone down the Vitor road of just sliding since TRT's been cut off.
Fair enough. Any other thoughts on Bigfoot Silva's departure, guys?
I couldn't care less, man. I mean, the big goofy, you know what I mean? The big goofy dude using man, the dude's a cheater. He's big. I'll be brutally honest, man. He's ugly. Get his big goofy ass out of there, dude. The heavyweight division is kind of weak, man. I mean, the only reason they're keeping him around is he got a cool nickname and he's got gigantic, and they might feel bad for him or something. No, get his ass out of there. We don't need to see him no more.
Oh, fantastic stuff. So, well, let's move on then. One by one tweets in to say the Korean Zombie will be back. Who do you want to see him against when he returns?
Well, he wants BJ Penn.
Yeah, is that right?
I don't really know why. I mean, again,
it's an easy fight.
Yeah, I like the Korean Zombie. Anyone he fights, it'd be an interesting fight.
It's exciting.
I just don't get why you're doing well and then you call out BJ Penn, who's why?
Yeah,
that's my one.
I'm kind of with Steve, man. I want to see him fight anybody, dude. I mean, hell, what was that? I'm not sure the other guy was anywhere in his weight classes. We're talking featherweights. Who's the guy? The stun gun guy. Maybe we'll do a catch weight with him, man.
Don Young Kim. He's
welterweight.
He's welterweight. Yeah.
Man, put him together at lightweight, bro. Let's do it. You know what I mean?
160 catch weight.
Let's see if we can get the stun gun down. Send him over to Risen. We'll watch it over there, you know. I don't know, man. There's a lot of good fights for him in featherweight, dude. You know, Max Holloway would be a good one,
I was just going to say,
yeah, you know, but yeah, anybody, dude. I would just like to see him back in the ring. Going back to your last question too, man. I was thinking about it. Brasilia Costas. I think that just means all things Brazil or Brazilian things. And then I keep thinking about Leonard Garcia was a guy that's from he's from Plainview, which is right by Lubbock, and I just remember when he twisted him up, it's a twister submission. Never seen him before or since. Yeah. Man, I don't know, dude. I just want to see him in there with somebody. Never a dull moment when the Korean Zombie's in there.
It's so exciting. Let's move on to the final question. This has been one of my favourites. At XLN98 tweeted to say, Nick Diaz is back, bitches. Hashtag 209. Give him Michael Bisping for the title. What do you all think of that?
No.
Get the fuck out of here.
They ain't buying it, my friend. They ain't buying it. Nick Diaz is back, though. Is there anyone in particular you want to see them fight? Just that interest?
Not really.
Somebody that's not somebody that has the same style as him, man. I mean, he throws out these big names like he wants big fights. Well, newsflash, GSPs of the world aren't going to stand and bang with you, dude. Let's put somebody in there that's going to stand toe-to-toe with him and fight his fight and make it interesting. Hell, bring Paul Daly's ass back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I guess wasn't that the idea with when they matched them with Silva, striker versus striker? It was kind of a weird fight the way that one played out.
He just fannies about so much.
Yeah. I mean, these guys these elite guys aren't going to play his game with him, dude. We talked about the Michael Johnson and Nate Diaz fight, how he was fooled into fighting Diaz's fight.
Yeah.
You take a guy like Silva. I mean, that dude's fight IQ's through the roof. He's not gonna play that way with you, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
What I mean? That'd be stupid.
Yeah. Fair point, guys. Well, there you have it then. It's another week of MMA chat, if you like, wrapped up for us, guys. But just if I want to extend my thanks to the panel this week, as always, to my man with the plan, Steve Brigg. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Pleasure, as always.
To Gilberto Sanchez of MMA Latest, thank you again for your time, sir.
Thank you for having me, John.
And finally, of course, to Mr. Kevin Jones of the Main Event, thank you again for your time, sir.
Had a blast, man. Make sure to tune in my show, The Main Event, on Double T 97.3. Check it out, doublet973.com. Read up on Gilberto's pieces on MMA Latest. It's been a blast. I really appreciate you having me on, brother.
And of course, we'll be here every Sunday evening on Speaker. Tune in next week where we'll be talking some more UFC 205, and we'll have some guest fighter interviews as well. Follow us on Facebook, MMA UK Podcast. You can also check us out on Twitter at We Are MMA UK. Thanks again to our panel at this time, and we'll catch you all again soon and again next week.
Adios.